3, 2, 1.
Here we go! Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of the HerdU podcast. I'm Tessa.
And I'm Adam.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, we have a very special guest today. This is our technology director, Dana Musgrove.
Hi.
All right, so Dana is also our boss, which we love. But before I have you tell our audience a little bit about yourself, Dana, I just want to say thank you. I'll try not to get emotional, but this podcast is because you believe in us. And so I don't know. Have we even shared the story of how this is kind of like originated? I don't think we have.
We haven't gone into that.
Last year, we went to TCA, and I was sitting in a class, and I was like, we can do this. Like, this would be something awesome. And so I sent a text to the group that was there, and we explained it. And then we were like, Dana, we have the best news. We want to talk to you. And one of the things that I loved is you didn't ask us any questions. Well, you did have questions, but not like in a bad way. And you didn't put us down. You believed in us. And you're like, let's get this going. And like, the next week, we were able to start this whole process. So I just want to say thank you. That's one of the things I love about you is how you believe in us. And I don't know, I can't speak on Adam's part, but you've unlocked a different creative side in me that I didn't even know I had. So thank you.
You're going to make me emotional.
So anyway.
It's been super fun. Like, we walk down the halls and then everybody's stopping and say, hey, we watched your podcast. And
right.
I hate like being in front of a camera. I don't hate it anymore, but I thought I did.
Right.
And it's just brought out something new in me that I didn't know I could do. Like, I didn't know I was going to sit in front of a camera and talk to people, so it's good.
Well,
good.
And I think it brought out a different side of our department because a lot of times they just see us here and there and there. And so it's brought more of a relatable side, which I think is so important to our district. So anyway, I just want to say, before you do anything, I just wanted to tell you thank you. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to see where this goes. So
Well, you're welcome. And I mean, when you bring good ideas like that to me, and I'm all about let's try something new, let's get something done.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm really proud of y'all for where y'all have taken this to. And so,
thanks.
And then I turn around. I've got to thank our cabinet for it because I had to take it to them, and they were like, "Hey, let's go." And
Yep.
So, and then, we had our maintenance department. We had Lucio and Jesse help us with the backdrop and just our electricians helping us with the lighting in the room and everything. So, I mean, it's been a district initiative almost. And so I'm excited to see where this goes in the future.
Yay, us too. All right. So Dana, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do for our district? Like, if I was new, like, what even is a technology director?
I don't know myself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So,
Oh, wait. Pause. We forgot to say this. This is a no cussing zone.
Oh,
We're just kidding. All right, go ahead. You can continue.
So I do have a colorful language, but I think everybody in the district knows that, but it's okay. I'm good. No. As a technology director, I've taken this role a different way. And so I feel like I am just the manager of the department, and I manage and lead people. And so, for example, just coming with y'all, when y'all came to me for a podcast, I just need to be that person that supports you and helps you move in that direction. And so in our department, we have a great department. We work fabulous with one another. And so Irene's over our technicians, and she does a wonderful job help managing those technicians. And the one thing about our department that I see is that we all encourage each other to learn. And so if it's something that Adam needs to learn, or you need to learn, or Jesus needs to learn, or Ben or Brady or Travis, we literally help them learn. I feel like the backbone of our department is the one that sits right next to Tessa, and that's Melissa. Yeah. And so that girl, she keeps us in line, and she's wonderful. And so anything that we have questions on, so as the leader of the department, we do everything technology. So we've got people that deal with the network. We've got people that deal with the access controls, or your badges that you wear to get you indoors. We deal with Chromebooks. We deal with the teacher MacBooks. We deal with classroom technology like the Clear Touch boards. Anything technology is what we deal with. The filter. And I know we get a lot of complaints about the filter, but it's necessary to keep our students safe. And so our bottom line goal with the filter is to keep the students safe. And yeah, it's been a headache for some of us, but we're figuring it out and we're getting there. And Adam's done an amazing job dealing with iBoss and keeping them where we need to be. And then when we added Aristotle, which gives our teachers a little bit of filtering level, it's also been a great thing. The Clear Touch boards, gosh, what have we done over the past? We've updated the entire network.
Yeah.
And so we're still working on that. And when I started 2 years ago, we started that. And we're actually still working on updating the network. We have our last piece going in October, which will be wonderful. We've replaced our entire phone system. We had an aging phone system, and I'm telling you, when that phone system, when would I have to restart that server? I would get a little scared. Like,
yeah, dude, it sounded like a cat, like a dying cat. It was like, I was like, what is that?
And we knew it was about to go down because we could hear it out in the hallway. We're like, oh, there go the phones. There go the phones. And so, I mean, we've also updated our whole data center. So our DNS server's new. Our server that's running, we have a cluster of servers that run different things. So like our access controls, Johnson controls, which are, y'all, that's your air conditioning. So you want that air, we got to have that going. Our bell systems, we've done, and we work with different departments to do this. So we work with maintenance department to get this done. We work with the business department to get the funding. We work with federal programs for funding. It's not just technology that puts that out there. We've got to have support from the other departments in order to make these things work. And top of the line, I mean, we have a superintendent that supports us. And so, and I think that that's really, really important. And her cabinet supports us completely. And so, that's important to have. If we didn't have Mrs. Blankenship to help us and support us,
for sure,
we would be a stagnant group. And she's very forward thinking and helping us in that.
Yeah, she was actually our first shout out, which is, I mean, how many superintendents even, like, one, know who you are?
Yeah.
Okay. And two, like, actually watch something that you do. And so she was one of our very first shout outs. So I thought that was pretty cool too. So I came from the classroom, obviously, as you guys know. And so I really thought technology was just like what I saw in the classroom. I had no idea it encompassed all of this. And so that's what has been fun, is getting to learn. Like, obviously, I can't do a lot of that stuff, but just kind of knowing a little bit about that is super cool. I had no idea what all this department actually did until I came over here. It's
very eye-opening. Even when I took the position 2 years ago, I was like, oh, we do that. My bad. Let me get on it.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Because like you, I started a long time ago, back in, what year was it? 2004.
Yeah.
I started as a teacher. And so I actually started in Littlefield, Texas as a teacher. And I taught Cisco networking, and I taught programming, and I taught desktop publishing, which those are three different worlds. Yeah. But I taught those three things in Littlefield, and I was there, and then I taught Algebra 1 and Geometry in Dumas for a year. Sorry, I was in Dumas. and then came to Hereford and taught 4 years here in Hereford. After that, I became what Tessa's doing now. I was instructional technology for the district. And I did that for a while, and then decided, okay, I want to do some leadership. So I went into an assistant principal role at West Central Elementary. Although I love all the teachers at West Central Elementary, and I was one of them. Yes, Tessa was, and I loved my principal at West Central Elementary. I hated being an assistant principal, and I knew there and there, I my goal was to be an assistant principal, superintendent. Nope. No. Yeah. No.
Okay, but to be fair, let's talk about this. You were in that during one of the worst times of your life. On top of that, COVID happened.
Yes.
It was a it was a
and when
mess.
She says worst times of my life, I had lost both of my parents in that point.
Yeah.
And my mom had passed away right before I took the position, and my dad passed away while I was in the position.
Yeah.
I had the most supportive staff in the world when that happened.
Right.
And I'll forever be grateful, but yes, it was a tough time in my life. And then COVID happened.
It's like, how do we even survive?
So I mean, and you aren't prepared for that. But I did realize, like, it led me back into instructional technology, and then taking more of a curriculum type role.
Right.
And learning about the curriculum. I learned about campus, how campus lives go, and then I found the position for me. Mm-hmm. I love being the technology director. I love my job.
Yeah.
And so not many people can say that.
Right.
And I love my team. And I love this district, and I think that those things play a part. Yes, I do live in Canyon, and I know that's a hard one. But you know what? I have driven to this district since 2006, to and from, and it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And so I have a smile on my face when I come to work. Sometimes when I leave work,
Maybe.
no, most days.
Allegedly, guys. Allegedly.
But you know, we all have our stressful days. But man, I love my job. I do, and it was people believing in me in this district and pushing me to go beyond my comfort zone.
For sure.
To take on a position in a role like this. And so I'll always be grateful.
Well, and something that I've always loved about you is you always think outside the box, and we're very innovative with things. So kind of like we talked about in our last one, why are we still doing something if there's other things we can do that is better? So you've always done that for us. Like we've always, you know, like even simple things from Chromebook refresh that people don't think about, like the possibility of giving our kids an extra 2 years with their Chromebooks. Like I would have never thought of that for like kids who go to JUCO or, you know, whatever, or if they're applying for something that gives them a device. Like, so that's the creative stuff that I've always loved. And I think that like trickles down to all of us.
Well, thank you.
So
I y'all, if I didn't have the staff to help me with thinking like that, because I think y'all think outside of the box too. I mean, heck, we're doing a podcast that I never in a million years would have thought we'd be doing.
Nope.
And so I mean, and then the stuff that we have rolling out with our power schools and our new training that we'll be rolling out later on this year, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And having professional development at our teachers' fingertips, which was coming up, is y'all are going to be amazed with what Tessa and this team is doing. I can't say that it's just one of us. We'll all be creating little videos to help you with different things. And so,
like, I'm secretly waiting for Irene's because I'm like, I need some Chromebook help or, you know.
Like how to troubleshoot a Chromebook. I mean,
or troubleshooting like your AP or your printer. Like, you know, just little things like that. Like, I still am excited to learn that stuff.
Why is she so
I'm going to
smart?
rewind back to the first podcast, just restart.
Yeah, just restart.
Well, Irene's just so smart. She like knows everything, right?
She does.
And so just the knowledge behind her putting those videos together, it's gonna be good.
It is.
But I do want to circle back to, we talked about things that we've implemented, and I want to talk about the new network. So a lot of people, when we announce that, they assume that, oh, we're gonna get a new network and it's gonna start working tomorrow.
Right.
So let's talk about the process, because you're saying it's not complete, but this is the way it always goes. Like you announce a new network and it's just like, that's not going to happen 100% the following day. So let's talk about the delays and why we're
month,
yeah.
You know.
So we what helps us pay for network devices and for our internet is a program, a federal program called E-Rate. E-Rate has a lot of stipulations behind it. So first you have to apply for what you want. And the previous technology director, he applied for what we needed and got. But then when and it was exactly what we needed. But COVID happened, and supply chains were broken, and so whereas most of this should have been installed and updated before I even took this position, we didn't have devices, and so it was like a year in. Was it about a year?
Dude, it was, because remember Tatum had the national tournament in Seattle, and we were joking because there's all those cargo ships.
Oh yeah,
because we could track them, and I was like, "Hey, yo, do y'all need me to go to that ship? Because I think our stuff is on
our
that
access
one."
points are in there.
Yeah, so like 18 months behind.
So it was like an 18, and when I remember we were like screaming with joy, and we were like, the switches are here, the switches are here. So we got them in like, so was that September-ish, October?
I thought it was more like December-ish.
Yeah, it was later.
Later. Yeah, okay. And so we got those in, and we were like partying. We're like, yeah.
Oh wait,
and then
we do that really well. We celebrate big.
Do.
Like
celebrate.
I mean, like a switch, a server, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna celebrate Frank the Tank's birthday. I mean, his 2-year birthday's probably coming up.
Yeah. Oh, forgot about Frank the Tank. So our switches came in. We were celebrating, but we had an issue at Northwest, and so one of our closets was getting super hot, and it fried some of our switches, and so the air conditioning had tanked, and so we had to do Northwest first, and so Northwest got their switches and their network in first, and then after that I was like, hey, we want to re-schema the network with IP addresses, because we just need something easier. We need more IP addresses, and that's a different discussion for a different day. So, so then Northwest actually isn't on the new schema yet. And so we got to get them on the schema in October. So then we did junior high and high school. Then we did all the elementary campuses with switches and access points. So when you do things like that, it breaks everything. So
Everything.
it breaks your access controls. It breaks your back to your air conditioning. It breaks your air conditioning.
Yeah.
It breaks anything that requires internet is going to break. And so phones broke, everything broke until we got it fixed. And so we're still fighting minor issues everywhere. And so, and then we fought an issue at HCAL, and we've been fighting it. And I found out it was a bad cable. But
Hey, at least it's an easy fix.
Shocking.
So, it's troubleshooting those things and figuring those out, and we're learning what to troubleshoot and what to look at. We still haven't updated our core, and our core is here at admin. So there are switches in admin that have been replaced, but those control admin. The core are the two big switches that control the access to every building in the district.
Right.
Those have not been replaced. And so we bought these two switches. They're here, but we didn't have enough ports in them because we didn't account for some of the new things we put in our network. So we bought modules or more ports to put them. Those finally came in, and so we'll get those core switches replaced in October. So when that happens, we'll have to do those after hours. We can't do them in hours, or it shuts down the entire network. And when I say entire network, everybody will go down. Everything. So it's something that we have to do. We're going to do in October, mid-October. We will work after hours. So a network engineer will come in. He'll replace those switches for us, and then hopefully you'll never know that the network even went down.
Right.
And so when it happens, we've got some minor stuff we have to take care of, and then the network should be complete by the end of October.
Yeah, and so I just
craziness.
wanted them to understand that it's not something that just happens overnight.
Oh, no.
No.
So whenever we announce it, everybody's like, "Well, what's up with the new network?
Why
It's
is
a
my
process."
Wi-Fi not working
Yeah.
right?
No, honestly, and we're gonna break some more things. Like this is
Yeah.
just the way technology goes.
sure.
It is. And we did buy, and that's a good point too, we did buy enough access points when we updated this network to put one in every classroom. Now, secondary, we've always had one in every classroom, but they've always been 1-to-1. Since COVID happened, our babies are 1-to-1 now. So
Yeah.
our elementary classes need more access points. They need more density. And so, but we've got to cable those classrooms. So it's not like we can just go pop up an access point.
Right.
We have to get with someone that'll run cable. And we try not to run cable during school.
Yeah.
And so we've got to run cable to those classrooms to get access points put up. And
Wait, we run cable? I'm just kidding.
Inside joke. Inside
That's
joke.
that was low. I took shots. Sorry.
hopefully that person's not watching. I'm just kidding.
They won't.
But we can't just go pop up an access
Yeah.
point. So there's planning involved. Then we have to configure that access point to put up. And we thank y'all for your patience.
Yeah.
Especially for those that are like, Dana, we know you're working. We bit off more than we can chew this summer. We said, we can do A, B, C, and D.
sheesh.
And we didn't get A, B, and C, and D done. We got A and B done, but we need C and D done.
Yeah.
And we are still working. And so we'll get everything done.
Right. And I'm just so proud of us because we're a little team. Like,
We are.
when I go and network with other people and I tell them how many we have, they're like, "Are you kidding me? How?" I was like, "I don't know how we do it. We just do it. Like it just gets done. And sometimes it's delayed, but it will get done."
Yeah.
So
We all wear many hats.
yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of it's just not us, the technology department, everybody in the district, so shout out to you guys that do a lot of jobs, you know what I mean, to wear different hats, but it's not normal is what we're trying to say.
Right.
It's not normal in the other school districts. So
Yeah.
anyways, shout
It's
out.
craziness.
But we get it done, and I think the dynamic of our team is why we get it done
Yeah.
too.
Right.
So, because we're, if we're handing out Chromebooks and we need help,
We're all there.
We're all there.
Yeah.
Or when we were deploying phones, we just dropped what we needed to do to get phones deployed,
Right.
and so. And found other issues, and we're dealing with those. When you update stuff, you realize that other things need to be updated.
For
That's
sure.
really what happens. So we're learning that some of our old cabling isn't strong enough to run these new phones, and so we're having to update some cabling. We're getting it done.
Yeah.
We're making positive gains
Mm-hmm.
in our department.
We're moving in the right direction.
And trust the process.
Trust the process.
We're getting there, and
We're
we're going to
getting
get there, but
The
trust it.
decisions we make are always student-based and teacher-based. What can we do to make your lives easier and
Right.
better?
And another thing I appreciate is the law side of it. Until I came into this role, like for the filtering, I'd be like, why are you filtering our thing? But then when you see the back end of it and the law behind it and all of that stuff that comes down from TEA, like especially on the tech side, I'm like, holy cow, thank you for filtering it because you're protecting me and you're protecting my students and the whole thing. So that's the other side that I think a lot of people don't understand as well.
We have a bunch of regulations and stipulations and whatever relations you want to say that we have to do when it comes to filtering. And now the government's coming down and saying you have to do cybersecurity filtering too, which is a whole different thing. It's not filtering like content. It's like, okay, this guy is trying to penetrate your network, so we're going to stop it here.
What is it, ransomware? I learned that on my Vector.
Vector.
I learned it.
But it's protecting student data, not only that, but protecting our students from harm. And so we by law have to filter. We by law have to filter district-owned devices at home. And so that's a trick too, because they're not on our network, so we have to run something through their computer that filters them at home as well. And so it's been, and not only that, we filter to protect our network. So protect our network from anything negative coming in or anything like that. And so filter is a big frustration with everyone in the district. And so just realizing that if we don't filter and we don't filter properly, we could actually use that E-rate funding I was talking about earlier that pays for our internet. And so it saves our district a ton of money, E-rate does, to pay for our internet.
Absolutely.
And we have to follow the rules. And so, but there are more rules coming down every day on how we have to protect our students and protect. I mean, we have to have TikTok blocked. I mean, it's just things like that. And so they'll tell you some of the things you have to have blocked. You cannot have this on your network. And I'm like, okay.
Right. That's what when we were doing that filter thing, I was looking through all the lists and I was like, I wouldn't have even thought about blocking that. But it's just another safety feature.
Absolutely.
Pretty cool.
And it's kind of cool. Our filter is kind of cool. So if a student starts Googling something like suicide, it'll alert us immediately. And then we can go call the counselor or the principal at that campus and say, hey, so-and-so has been Googling suicide. You need to do a welfare check on that child. So.
And that's not only at school, that's at home too. So like if they're using their Chromebook at home, because a lot of times, sometimes they do it in class, like because we'll get the notification. But that's even at home, like where you can't protect them at home. Like that's just another layer of, hey, this kid's doing this.
So it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Just to protect our kids in more ways than you even think of.
I agree. Okay, so new scoop segment. Is there anything new that's going on that I know we've talked a little bit about what's happening in October, but is there anything else you can think of technology-wise that might be new that our staff might be interested in? Or did we kind of talk about it all?
I think we talked about it all. And honestly, when I came in here, I was like, okay, new scoop. What can we talk about? Mainly, man, y'all, we got so much new going on.
Yeah, that's
So we're just kind of rolling and going and getting things done. The biggest new thing right now are those new phones in a lot of the classrooms, and
it makes me giggle. Why is it singing at me? I'm like, I don't know. It's a new ringtone.
By default, you need to turn up the volume.
Sometimes even now I'm like, what is that noise? Oh, it's our new phones.
So, but we do have a lot of new things going on. We're gradually getting into some, some fun stuff. So we're going to start making videos and helping Tessa with that. And,
we're hoping December-ish to launch that. So we kind of have a set date where you guys can do training, like over break if you wanted to, or just whenever. So
Tentative.
As long as Google works.
Tentative.
Okay, cool.
That is a good news scoop. In ClassLink, Adam and I are going to work throughout this year to try and strengthen ClassLink and getting kids authenticated as well as staff authenticated. And hopefully by the end of next year, ClassLink will be kind of a more seamless process. It's pretty seamless on teacher's side right now, but on our side, it's kind of ugly. And so we're trying to clean it up and make it look good and put our kids in Active Directory and really make it easier on
Perfect.
everybody. So
That'd be
that's
good.
what we're trying to do.
Yeah, teachers will love that because
Yeah.
as soon as the student registers, everything's
Yeah.
sent out to
Yeah.
everywhere, so you
Instead
won't
of
have to
The
email Adam.
24-hour
You don't have to
period.
email anybody else and tell, hey, my student's not in
Or
there.
when Adam's out, like, hey, I asked for this student. Hold on, we're trying.
Yeah.
24
But it will.
hours.
It'll happen actually in Ariel and Cammie's office when they register a student.
That's super cool.
But it won't be until next year. But honestly, we have to start working on it right now
Yeah.
to get it ready for next year.
Yes.
And I think that's also something else I didn't realize. Like, y'all see these things that happen, but like we've planned these like 2 years in advance.
Yeah.
Like I guess I just thought it would be like, oh, let's just go get a new network. Like, let's just order off Amazon. I don't know, but like
Let's put in some new phones. Let's plug them in.
Yeah, but it actually takes a lot of planning and working and
Absolutely.
like, I mean, even though it's only like September right now, people are already starting planning for the next school year,
Yeah.
which blows my mind. Like how can I can't even think of what's happening right now. So
Yeah,
anyway.
especially over here in this office, over here at the administration
It's
building.
crazy.
We plan a year in advance.
Yeah.
I mean, we really do.
Yeah.
Curriculum does. HR
Everybody.
does. We all do. And so we still have to do what's right here, right now.
Yes.
But we also have to start looking into the future and figuring out what else we need.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can start planning for something right now, and come March, we're like, ooh, that's not going to work.
Nope.
So
We run into that.
we
we do.
We're currently working on that.
I mean, our class link thing. Me and Adam were like this summer. We're like, oh, let's get it done. I'm like, no, there's
No.
going to be some more.
Well,
into
and
the-
it's just like this power school. Originally, we were supposed to launch in August, and I mean, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
it's okay though.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
we've been planning that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what happens.
I mean, and I'll tell you what, one of the hardest parts of my job is data digging.
Oh,
and when I
yeah.
say that, it's like pulling data for power schools, pulling data for different programs around the district. It's not hard, it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
And so, and then if that company doesn't like the way you sent the data, you have to change it. And then the next company doesn't like the way you sent the
Right.
data, so you have to change it again.
Yep.
So it's a constant
It's
battle.
craziness. Yeah.
So I mean, we don't just like, we don't give them everything. We give them
No.
what they need.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of info. I
Oh,
would not know
for
how to do
sure.
any of that.
For sure.
Like, don't know. Dana, Adam, can y'all help?
YouTube it.
I am going
YouTube
to a
it.
Skyward conference in October that
Ooh, wow.
should help teach me a lot of things on Skyward that I've had to teach myself. So maybe I'll get the correct way instead of the Dana way.
Have fun with that. We are
Yeah.
all looking forward to your text
Yeah.
from that.
It's going to be a very nerdy conference.
Wow.
That'll be crazy.
And you're paying to go to that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You do whatever floats your boat. So, all right. Okay. So you want to do the Command Control S?
Yeah. So
Last week I left out the Windows users, so it has to be Control S and Command S.
yeah.
All right, Adam. So what's up with that?
So Google has a backup and sync. I think they've changed the name along with everything else that they've changed.
Yeah, there's a lot of updates to Google that has kind of put a kink in things.
So they've named it Drive for Desktop, I think is what it is. So what it does is automatically backs up your devices. So if you're a person that uses multiple computers, this is great because you
Right.
can always back it up and then from one computer. So it's all web based. It's all on the browser. So you can actually log in from one computer and get files from your other computer because it's backed it up.
Perfect.
So I use that all the time. But it's amazing because now you have a backup. If you have files on there that you need, that you know you don't want gone, it backs it up and it does it real time. So if you add a new file, it backs it up. If you
Right.
delete a new file, it backs it. It deletes it. So just be careful. It's not a backup and leaves it on there. If you remove it from your device, it's also going to be gone.
gone.
And what I like about it, just to add to that, like I leave my laptop here, and so I have another laptop at home that I use. If there's something on my desktop that I need on this laptop,
Right.
I just go in there and pull it from that drive for drive for desktop is what
It's what it's called
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they're talking about is not only in your Google Drive, it's whatever you leave on your, like, some of you guys love the desktop organization, which is totally fine.
It's not organized when it's
Okay,
left on the
listen,
desktop
it's
like
okay,
that,
it's
but
fine.
whatever.
I have a story about that. But a lot of us like to use our Drive, which also goes everywhere with you. So this
Yeah.
is just the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and so they both did the same thing. Drive did kind of the same thing, and then Backup and Sync did. So they've really merged it into
Right.
one. So that's why they've called it Backup and Sync or Google Drive for Desktop.
Right.
So
Instead of Backup and
yeah,
Sync.
yeah. So
Right.
it actually there's an icon that lives on your computer that you can drop into there, and it's on your
Right.
backup file. So
And I don't ever condone working on the weekends. That's just me. That's the teacher in me. I'm like, you leave it at 4 on Friday and you go enjoy your family. But if there was like a sub plan and you have it on there, that's a good way that you could do that. And I don't know if y'all ever mess up anything, but I have a lot of oopies. And one time I was helping Joy Killian with this exact thing, and I duplicated her desktop on accident because there's that button. So like she has a million folders on there, and I duplicated that. There was folders everywhere. Like I was like, I'm so sorry. So I helped her like organize. She's like, at least it's there. I'm like,
She's
there.
such a positive person.
Yeah,
too.
I felt like a doof. I was like, y'all send me to do one thing and I break it. So anyway.
no, it could happen. But the cool thing about it is you can select what folders
Right.
you want backed up. You don't have to like that downloads folder. You don't have to back that up. But if you do, you can.
Right.
But you have that option to select them. It doesn't just back everything up for you.
Yeah.
So it's a neat little
Perfect.
feature. So use it. I mean, I think
Yeah, it's really
it's been great for me. I work
I
off
love
of
it.
two different
yeah,
devices,
so do I.
Same.
and I have all files on one.
So for
because of
mine
that.
is a Surface, and I'm still having to learn how to use that because I'm a Mac person. Ugh. Anyways,
We love it.
Yeah, we love it. So anyway, so I had to do that. So like when I'm at TCA or traveling to PD, then I can
Yeah.
access whatever I need.
For sure.
Faux show.
It's a great feature.
That's a great tech tip.
I
Adam.
That is
think
a great
so.
tip. And if you don't know
love
where it's
that.
at, Google it. It'll
Yeah.
just pop right up. And
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the simplest way,
Yep.
and then just click start.
And it still
it'll
comes
do
up
it.
under Google Backup and Sync. It just takes you to Drive for desktop. So don't
Right.
get confused. It's the exact same
It's
thing.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I know some people who need to do that like ASAP because we're always
Yeah.
losing something.
Well, and then they're like, my computer's running slow. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
might want to back it up.
Back it up.
Back it up, Terry.
Yeah. You've been here since 2026 or 2006. Back it up.
Yeah.
Well, I was giggling today, and I'm like, we've had iBoss for 2 years now, and I'm like, there's still people that don't have the connector on there.
Sheesh.
So, y'all, if you can't reach YouTube, if you can't reach the district website, you don't have the filter. You do have the filter.
You're
are
just super
filtered
blocked.
at the top level. That
Yeah.
means you are super, super locked
Which
down.
I don't know how you've done
don't
anything,
either.
honestly.
Yeah.
I don't either. So make sure you put in a work order to get that iBoss on there.
Yeah. Faux show.
That's something you can't Google and download on your own.
You cannot.
have to,
You have to have a tech. Have to have a tech.
you have to have a tech
That's
to put
a
that on
tech
there.
job. So anyway, awesome. All right, is there anything else?
Man,
That you can think of?
I'm not. I mean, I'm
Okay.
for days probably.
Yeah,
but-
that's fine. That's fine. I love seeing this side because, like I said, as a teacher, I never knew all of this. I literally thought it was just the Wi-Fi and my computer, and then it made me appreciate, like being on this side. It made me appreciate if it takes a few days for them to get out. I get it now
Yeah.
because there are a million other things, and my little work order is not a priority right now, and I'm okay with that. Anyway, that's just my little soapbox. I get that now. I didn't
that
then, 'cause
understanding.
I'd be like, where are you? Where is my work order? And now I get it. Or I'd be like, hey, Adam, come here real fast. And he'd be like,
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm on the tech side, so whenever somebody's putting a work order for a printer, for example, it's a big deal to you, right? As a teacher,
Yeah,
you
it's
need, and
huge.
that is, and I get it. We understand that it is a big deal.
yeah.
But then when the network goes down at a campus and they pull us to go
Yep.
do that, that became priority because now we have 200 and something students that can't get on the internet. So
Right.
you got to think of those deals that don't factor into the work order system. Like we can't go in the work order system and tell you, hey, sorry, we having to leave here.
Right.
It's just not the way that works. So
Or like the other day, like a water line leak.
bust at, yeah.
But like
Yeah.
that's a priority because it could ruin
yeah.
everything. Everything. So anyway.
It's like a drop everything and run is what we
Yeah.
call them too. And so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we gotta deal with this at this point. And we prioritize things that we have to get done too.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's sometimes I have to pull the staff from the work orders to get
Yeah.
those things done. But you're right, and just, having grace and patience with us, that's what we ask for.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
But anyway, I'm loving this side of it. I
Absolutely.
don't know. I just have learned so much.
It's like
I'm loving it. That's what I always joke about. I'm like, they've given me enough knowledge to like break your thing, and then we could put a work order in if I don't fix it. Like, but I'm kind of like getting. And Irene has done such a good job teaching me, and she's so patient with me. Like, Irene, I need a screenshot. Oh, okay, Mija, and then she'll be like, whatever. So
Well, and I will tell you funny. The other day, I was like, couldn't get something to work on my computer. I was like, man, I can't get this to work. And I call over to Irene's office, and Jesus answers. And Jesus is like, Dana. And I'm like, what? He goes, did you restart?
Oh.
I'm like,
No.
no.
And I bet.
And
it
guess
worked.
what?
Yeah.
I restarted and it worked.
Yeah,
And so now
I've
it's
done
kind of been
that.
on our joke that even the technology director forgets to restart.
So here's a funny. Somebody called me the other day and they said, "Hey, I can't get out to this." And I said, "Well, did you restart your computer?" And they said, "Yeah, no, I've tried it." So I'm sitting here thinking, and then in the background I hear the Mac icon that goes boom. I said, "Oh, you're restarting it?" She's like, "I didn't know it made a noise." So, anyways, restart your computer.
I'm telling you, that's the number one tip, man. Like, I think we could do that every episode. Restart your
We
computer.
should get shirts that just say restart.
Yeah. Have you restarted?
Yeah. So that was a fun.
It'll
so
be like,
funny.
have you restarted? Put in a work order.
Yeah. Every day, I'm like, I have to restart something or other because it doesn't work. But yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely.
All right, so we always finish our segments this way, and we'll let you go first since you are our guest. But what's something you're loving? And I already know what you're probably going to say, but I'm going to give you options.
I'm going to roll my eyes because you know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say, but it could be a book, a food, a sports team, whatever. What are you loving right now?
Okay, so I'm going to throw you off.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh.
It's Atlanta Braves baseball.
Oh, I was like,
No, we knew that was coming.
So it's baseball. If you don't know me, I love baseball, and I love visiting new ballparks.
Yeah.
And so I am on the road to visiting all 30 ballparks. I am on 17. And so when I go to ballparks, I love looking at everything. And this is the nerd in me. I go and I look and see what kind of security cameras they have.
Yeah.
I look at their access points. I look at how they're cabled. But what's really getting me right now, and this goes back to Adam, is the fan experience.
Yeah.
Because we got this new Jumbotron at Whiteface Stadium, and Adam and
super
Tessa
cool.
run that every week, and Adam's family. Man, y'all, if y'all don't want, that's a family affair for the Pena family, and it's amazing. And I love seeing all of them up there and helping us out. But I like going, and I'll be like, Adam. Sometimes I come back from a game and I'm like, Adam, they did this at the game. And he's like, yeah, Dana, we're already working on it.
Been there, done that.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool because they're doing that and we're doing this. And it's just comparing, like, I feel like we've got this major thing at our football stadium now, and I think it's amazing. But it is going to those baseball parks, and then I nerd out on the nerdy stuff that we're doing here in the district.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they have the same security cameras as us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they have the same access points as us. And so I know it's nerdy, but that's what
I
I'm
love
loving.
it. I
That's
love
what
it.
I'm loving.
I mean, we knew it was
So
going to
it
be
is
the Braves.
baseball.
Yeah,
it is baseball.
For sure.
And if the Braves go to the World Series, which I hope, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm just going to say I hope. I will be off a few days, and then I'll see y'all back.
Yeah.
It'd be like last year.
It was,
Yeah, that was
no,
really
it was
cool.
2021 when I went.
Oh no, so 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But that was a fun experience to live that through you because like I don't know baseball, like I don't. So I'm always asking them. But you would send us pictures. I thought it was really cool. Like it was a neat experience to experience that through you.
It's like, I don't know. It's something I've always loved.
Yeah.
So
for
and Atlanta
sure.
Braves baseball on top of that. So
Yeah.
She is. If you ever visit her in her office. Who remember that one vendor's like, you like baseball? Because you had everything like on that wall where your like Zoom would show that. I was like, that was a dumb question. And I'm always like, there's no dumb questions, but I wanted to be like, you're a doof. No, she doesn't like baseball. With the Atlanta flags and all the bats and everything else. I was like,
Needless to say, we didn't buy our cameras from him.
we didn't go with that vendor. I don't even know who it was. It was probably Mitch. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was not him.
when he's like, "What's the sports ball?"
Yeah. What is this white sports ball you talk of? Anyways,
I'm
Adam.
surprised you didn't tell him, get out of my room, please.
All right, Adam. What are you loving?
I'm loving, so all the sports are in action. And if you guys don't know, I create a lot of the game day graphics. So designing them, coming up with
Yeah.
ideas, that's kind of like my... I don't know what you
jam.
got. Yeah, it's my jam. It really is. Like I really enjoy
cool.
doing that.
Yeah.
So I like putting things together, designing, Photoshop, all that fun stuff. So
But you're really good at it.
super
too.
good
You're
at it.
So good.
no, I enjoy
Adam,
it. I really do.
You're
Honestly, most of us have to use Canva, which is amazing. My favorite
Yeah,
product,
yeah.
and you're like, let me whip out Photoshop and and there's a cow
Exactly.
with long horns and a brand that says "Herd Pride Never Dies." Like,
And
come
I ain't gonna
on.
lie, I go look at other districts. I'm like, yeah,
know.
ours are better.
It's just fun. It's been fun to me, and
Yeah.
I enjoy doing it. So that's
you're
what I'm
amazing.
loving right now.
I always love watching because, like, when I watch a live stream, I love seeing lower thirds. Is that the right term?
That is the
Yes!
guys, Tessa's a pro at this now. Like,
No.
y'all don't understand.
But I love seeing the lower thirds, especially like in volleyball and basketball, like just the different things that you create with that. So it's super cool.
That's super fun. So that's what I'm loving right now.
Yeah.
So when are we going to get a Jumbotron in the varsity gym?
Hey,
there ain't no space.
That's true.
we
Like,
can
we
make-
don't put it
Like, we
We're
can
going to
make
hang it from the
space.
middle.
in the middle so everybody gets the
that would be
experience.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if there's like a grant for that.
Let's just call Jerry Jones.
For sure.
No, not the Cowboys.
Well,
Let's
who,
call
who
somebody
else
else.
can we call it? They're in
Texas
Texas.
Rangers. Let's do the red
okay.
baseball. Maybe we get them involved.
What's the Mavericks guy name? I can't.
Mark
why did-
Cuban.
Mark Cuban. Let's
Yeah.
call him.
Hey, Mark, if you're watching this,
Yeah.
Mark.
we need a scoreboard in our varsity.
We need
gym.
hit us up.
Hit us up. Heard you.
Dana couldn't remember your name, but hit us up.
Hit us up. That would be a really cool experience too.
No, absolutely.
We'll
yeah.
just go to Shark Tank,
Yeah, we should.
but it won't earn us any money. But we'll.
No,
go
but
to
we
Shark
didn't invent anything. It's
Hey.
already been invented.
We'll figure out a
We'll
way to
figure
get
it
out.
out.
Tank.
We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
we'll get it.
Have some fundraisers. So I am loving, I don't know if you guys have been to downtown Amarillo lately. I am loving the murals on the buildings downtown.
haven't seen those.
So I have a couple of photos that we'll put up just for you to see, but they are stunning. Like there was this beautiful pheasant one, and it will be on the screen for you guys to see, that encompasses the whole building. Very pretty graphics. There's like a little girl swimming. There's another one on the libraries. Sorry, I'm pointing like downtown Amarillo, like I know where it is.
Like mapping it
Yeah,
out.
on the libraries, and it is, I mean, it's stunning.
Did they hire an artist to come down and paint it?
Yeah,
Same guy?
it's part of their beautification project, like board or whatever. And I learned this from James because he does the parks and rec and all that stuff. But I'm like, who is doing this? And it was part of their initiative to make the downtown look nicer.
Oh.
And that's part of how they used a grant that they had.
Cool.
So cool. And like we have a Selena one downtown in Hereford.
Oh, yeah.
But like how
How
cool
did you
it-
say that again? Selena?
No, Selena.
Selena?
Also, Yolanda gets out. Yolanda gets out this year, and I'm a little nervous about her safety.
Oh, same Z's.
Like because,
Yeah.
anyways, that was off topic.
Right.
But like, how cool would it be?
Squirreled.
Like, how cool would it be on the side of the library when you're going down across from the jail to see a beautiful?
Like a Hereford, like it says
Yeah.
spelled out Hereford, but with all the things that
Yeah.
like maybe have Hereford
Yeah,
in it.
or like kids reading a book, like a world with kids reading a book,
Oh, that'd be
like
cool.
all different
Yeah.
races and genders. You know, like that'd be stunning.
And I think where the Selena mural is, the gentleman that it owns that building is the one that painted it.
And aren't they the ones who did the West Central, the Wolves?
Yes.
Rachel's her name, but I don't know his
Angel.
I think
name.
it's
I think his name is
Angel.
Angel. Yeah.
Angel?
Yeah. So anyway,
And
so
they do a fabulous job.
right,
Too.
and then Cassie Foster. I don't know if you've been in her room lately.
Oh, Cassie's
but
room is
she
beautiful.
she adds like different murals every year to her classroom, and it just brings instant joy.
Well, and then she has like this mosaic wall in the back, and when
Mm-hmm.
the kids paint their piece,
Yeah.
they sign it. And
That's
I'm like,
cool.
that is
Yeah.
so. I mean,
That-
her room is beautiful.
I think art is a lost thing anyway
Yeah.
nowadays. But I love like the graphic side that you do. I think that's cool. But
too.
I think even just painting is a lost art.
Yeah.
But that'd be so cool to have on some of our buildings.
It's that traditional art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really neat. Wouldn't it be cool if we had a project like that our students could go and help out with? You
oh
know?
no, that would
For
be
sure.
amazing.
Like you link up with all the art teachers and then the Purple Cow Gallery in town who does art and like a service project.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
I know they're trying to do something in that where you remember where the old community center used to be?
Yep.
But like what if they had little like pavers or things like out there with just art for the kids to walk through?
Yeah.
I
that'd
don't know. Anyway, but that's what I'm loving.
Very cool.
And James is like, are we really taking another picture? I'm like, yes, we are.
be- Yeah, I need you to circle
You know
around.
what? James needs to set up a park and rec podcast because I want to know if it's like the TV show. Like seriously,
I can
Amarillo
neither
Parks and
confirm or
Rec.
deny that. That would be
Yeah.
hilarious. That would be
I
so
mean,
funny.
I could see like just
Yeah.
having guest speaker Amy Poehler come up or whatever.
And that's also a whole other side, like to the maintenance side of it that I never knew until like, cause that's been our whole life, but like all you want to see is green grass, but there's so many other sides to
Oh,
that.
for sure.
Just, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just a whole other world. And
Like it's cheaper to water
Yeah.
your grass with milk and
yeah, or
Than it
like
is water.
the stories he comes home with and he's like, look what happened. Someone drove their truck, you know, like on a softball field and now there's rivets. And it's like, how do you repair that? You know what I mean? And that's stuff we just don't think about.
Yeah.
Or took a golf cart somewhere. But anyway. So that was what I was loving. So
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's great.
all right. So Dana, we just want to thank you for being our very first guest. And
You're welcome.
and truly from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for always believing in us and pushing us to be better in what we're I don't want to say what we're good at, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you see that creativeness in us that sometimes we don't even see, and you're always willing to push us to be better. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And like, subscribe, follow, and click the bell. So, all right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye, y'all.